When the ground beneath you cracks and traction vanishes, do you clutch, pray, or adapt? In 2025, Can-Am is doing the unthinkable. The Riker goes four-wheel. That's right, a machine born as a nimble three-wheeler is evolving into something you never saw coming. But here's the real shock. This radical shift might not be what everyone hoped for. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know not just the promise, but the deal breaker. If you crave unfiltered takes on the latest rides, hit subscribe now. Here we dig deeper than the press release, and next week, we'll break down a rival that might topple this new Riker from day one. Imagine a road warrior that fuses muscle car aggression and off-road swagger. The 2025 Riker, now with four wheels, rolls up with a wider stance, flared fenders swallowing chunky tires, and a sweeping front fascia that leans forward like a predatory cat. LED light bars slice the night, each diode a pinprick cutting through darkness. From the sides, sharp creases carve tension lines across the bodywork. No longer a toyish trike, the sculpted body panels echo rally cars and sportsters. The roofline, well, roofline is generous, more like a low-slung canopy, coats in matte black and gloss metallic finishes, offering optional contrast stripes to scream, "Look at me." Real diffusers, exposed shock towers, and optional aero fins add a functional and theatrical edge. At first glance, you sense, this is not your grandpa's Riker. It wants urgency, it demands a glance. Slide into the cockpit. The seats are low but supportive, bolstered bolsters hugging you through side tilt. Upholstery mixes Alcantara with perforated leatherette, with contrast stitching that echoes the exterior stripes. Ambient LED strips trace the dash edges. At night, they pulse a soft glow in sync with the drive mode. Ahead, a floating digital dash. 10-inch in the center, 6-inch cluster behind the wheel, delivers speed, torque, battery or fuel, navigation, and drive mode cues. Tap the screen to toggle all-wheel bias, traction maps, or suspension firmness. Smartphone integration is seamless. Wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, even OTA over-the-air firmware updates ready to tweak performance. A premium sound system, a 6-speaker surround setup, is tuned for wind, engine, and tracks. Not just music, it gives you acoustic cues, faint engine drones, even directional pings when cornering. Switchgear is solid, chunky paddle shifters, a drive mode knob, and paddle or twist throttle. Ventilation is minimal, but smartly channeled through vents in the front arches. Storage is tight. 2 small underseat cubbies, a glove box, and a cargo parcel tray. It's not an SUV, but built for pure drive. You feel rawness, but sophistication. It's as much machine as it is art. Now, let's talk numbers. These aren't sterile specs, they're promises on the pavement. The Riker 2025 comes with a turbocharged 900cc inline twin, now tuned to produce 125 horsepower and 105 pound-feet of torque. That's a massive bump over the old three-wheel version. From 0 to 60 miles per hour, the Riker in four-wheel trim clocks an estimated 3.8 seconds under optimal conditions. Torque vectoring and active AWD modes let you shift grip bias front or rear, depending on road or mood. In standard mode, it returns about 32 mpg on highway and 28 mpg in mixed use. A solid showing for a performance hybrid trike turned quad machine. The 7.5-gallon fuel tank gives you a real-world range of 225 miles before gas station anxiety returns. If you pick the optional mild hybrid assist, expect slight improvement in city use, though weight penalties reduce gains. With 4 wheels, the Riker measures 79 inches wide, 110 inches long, and stands about 46 inches tall. Wheelbase stretches to 71 inches for stability. Cargo, 4 cubic feet under the hood area, 2 more behind the seats. Enough for a weekend bag, not a caravan. Seating remains strictly 2 up, with decent head and legroom for most adults. Standard safety features include ABS, traction control, roll detection, dynamic stability management, and a front collision mitigation assist, radar plus camera. Crash testing is underway. Initial projections suggest 3-star frontal ratings in independent trials. The warranty: 5 years, 50,000 miles drivetrain, 3 years, 36,000 miles general, plus optional extended coverage. Every element is geared to deliver confidence. This is Jaeger-style machinery, ready when the road asks for both finesse and fury. Take a corner. The Riker grips like a go-kart under aggression, thanks to torque vectoring that tugs the inside wheel, letting you pivot with precision. Suspension is adjustable, soft for town, stiff for sprawl, and in track mode, it irons out body roll like a scalpel. Brakes: big twin discs on front, single rear, bite hard with little fade. The engine note is tuned, barely audible at idle, but growls as revs climb, becoming an emotional roar at redline. Acceleration launches are visceral. Torque rush, wheel spin held in check by all-wheel drive logic, then a shove back into your spine. On highways, it cruises at 80 miles per hour effortlessly, with stability even against crosswinds. Turn-in is sharp, mid-quarter composure is flat, exit grip tight. It's not subtle. This machine demands respect. All that said, here's the rub, and where many early adopters will hesitate. Because of the added drivetrain, sophisticated AWD hardware, and structural reinforcements, the 2025 Riker is substantially heavier than its 3-wheeled predecessor. The curb weight jumps by 300 to 400 pounds. That extra mass softens responses in low-speed handling, dulls throttle flicks, and hampers the lightness that made original Rikers so fun. In tight, technical roads, you'll feel it. Less flick, more set. The suspension, though adjustable, struggles to fully mask that momentum inertia. For riders who bought the old Riker for agility above all, that weight penalty may sting. And for buyers planning frequent 2-wheel transitions, lean shifts, aggressive countersteer, there's a learning curve. You now manage 4 contact patches, not 2 or 3. That complexity costs time, practice, and sometimes simplicity. Yet the trade-off is greater stability and grip floors. But the question is, what mattered more to you? Let's talk rival. The top competitor here is the Polaris Slingshot X, or the upcoming electric quadster variants from smaller niche makers. The Slingshot is lighter, more playful in corners, with a strong following and ample aftermarket. Where Can-Am's 4-wheel Ryker shines is in all-wheel drive control and torque vectoring sophistication, something the Slingshot doesn't fully match. But the Slingshot wins in simplicity, lighter mass, and price. So what's your take? Will you embrace the added mass for control or lament the lost lightness? Drop a comment. Grip over flick, yes or no? Hit that like button if this gave you something to think about, and subscribe for more deep dives, because next week we ride the radical rival, the Slingshot redesign that's gunning for the Riker's head.